God gave business blueprints to his people, but only a few ever recognized them. These 4 biblical ventures, they never fail, and they're still waiting to be built. The very first job God gave humanity wasn't preaching. It wasn't leadership. It was farming. Genesis 2:15. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. Before sin, there was work. And that work was agriculture. Farming is more than food. It's stewardship. It's sustainability. It's creating systems that feed generations. That's why agriculture and modern businesses built around it never fail. Look around. Even during inflation, pandemics, or tech crashes, food-based businesses thrive. Meal prep services, organic markets, vertical farming, farm to table, they're just new versions of God's original economy. The world treats it like just business, but God framed it as kingdom provision. When you align your work with His purpose to nourish others, He blesses it. One of the first promises God gave His people was land. From Abraham to Joshua, God wasn't just blessing individuals, He was establishing territory. Genesis 13:17. Go, walk through the length and breadth of the land, for I am giving it to you. Real estate isn't just about buying property, it's about taking dominion. When believers step into ownership, they shift from renting space in the world to ruling within it. That's why real estate, housing, development, short-term rentals, land acquisition, is still one of the most reliable, scalable, and generationally blessed forms of business. And when it's done with purpose, not greed, it becomes a tool for ministry, housing the hurting, building safe communities, funding missions. Kingdom dominion isn't loud, it's strategic, and owning land has always been part of God's design for His people. In Proverbs 31, the Bible doesn't just describe a godly woman, it describes a savvy entrepreneur. Verse 24 says, "She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes." This is trade. This is product creation. This is e-commerce before the internet. From Joseph managing grain distribution in Egypt to Paul making and selling tents, God repeatedly worked through people who multiplied what they had. You don't need a fortune to start, just a skill, a resource, or an idea. Merchandising, online stores, handmade products, digital downloads. These are modern expressions of an ancient principle. Create, package, multiply. The world chases virality. The kingdom builds value, and value always sells. Solomon became the richest man who ever lived, not because he farmed or traded, but because of his wisdom. 1 Kings 10:24. The whole world sought audience with Solomon to hear the wisdom God had put in his heart. He didn't sell products, he sold insight, strategy, solutions. Today we call this consulting, coaching, mentoring, teaching, and yes, even content creation. In every generation, people pay for answers. If you carry wisdom, experience, or a message, you're sitting on a kingdom business. Podcasts, courses, coaching calls, webinars. These aren't side hustles. They're ministry in monetized form. God gave Solomon divine wisdom, and kings paid him just to listen. That model still works. Most people read the Bible for comfort. Few read it for strategy. But now you know, God didn't just create worship, He created blueprints. So the real question is, are you just going to keep praying for provision? Or will you build with the tools He already gave you?